Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships. Now, before we get into the battle here, I just want you to look closely at the enemy team lineup and our team lineup, because this is going to be important what I'm talking about in today's video. And that is what I will call Unicum Mentality and playing World of Warships. This battle is one that is going to be really challenging. It's probably one of the funnest battles I've had in some time. Like, after the battle was over, my hands were shaking for probably 10 to 15 minutes after it was over, just sinking in what all happens. It's a slow start, but once things begin to pick up, you'll understand why that is. And so I've been wanting to do some videos. I'm not sure if I'll just have it in a particular playlist. I don't really think I'm going to like part 1, part 2 kind of thing. But what I want to talk about is just approaching the game, improving yourself as a player in the game. And I can just speak from my personal experience and what I've done thus far to help me out. Probably after we do this video, I'll have another video where I'll just discuss stats. I'll share what my stats were in the past and what I identified that helped me realize things I needed to work on as a player. So the first thing I just really want to talk about before you even get to those things and begin reflecting on how can I improve as a player, I think mentality is a big part of being successful in World of Warships. You can have the mentality that all my teams suck. They're the reason why I have a terrible time in the game, why I don't enjoy the game, why I have a bad run rate. So you could have a blaming mentality per se, or you can kind of try to have the mentality of a more positive, like, okay, let's do this, like kind of pumping yourself up even going into the battle. And seeing, because I was addressing at the beginning, the team lineup, enemy team lineup, and how am I going to counter it? So it's just a mentality that when you approach the game, that you're approaching it with a positive mindset. That's something that's really helped me since starting. Well, it took me some time beginning the game. I don't think I had a great mentality when I first started playing the game. I get really frustrated when I made mistakes. But now it doesn't bother me as much when I make little mistakes and stuff. I just shrug it off because there's only so much I can do as a player, and I'm human and I make mistakes. So this mentality and how you approach the game. Number 2 is, I would say, accepting what the game is. Now, when I say that, I don't mean we should accept whatever wargaming does as the status quo and we just take it like good little sheep. There's a lot of things going on with the game as I record this video, that many of us players in the player base are very worked up about, and even employees themselves leaving the company, resigning, some that have left, or over those wargaming has chosen to be scapegoat. But what I'm saying when I say accepting what the game is, I'm accepting, accepting what the meta is, accepting that there's now more planes in the game, accepting that there's Russian CVs, accepting that there's these Dutch airstrikes. So you're just like, okay, these are the things I'm going to have to go up against in the game. So when you kind of just accept that and then move forward, I think that really helps with that mentality as a player. Number 3, I would say, is expect that I don't know how to rephrase this the best, but expect you'll have to carry. Expect that you're going to have to pull some decent weight. Especially in randoms and ranked battles. Since this is a randoms battle, you're going to see how that actually ends up coming past, where we're going to have to pull some weight in this game. And so when you approach the game like, okay, got to put my carry pants on, like, I just expect that you're going to have to contribute a lot to help your team win. I think that is a good approach to have. And again, kind of circles back to the mentality. Number 4 is don't count on your teammates. If they are good, then you'll be pleasantly surprised. So if your teammates end up doing really good things, like I'm actually going to have several teammates in this battle that are doing that do amazing things that end up helping bring about victory in this battle. That without them, this game definitely would have been a loss. So when I saw my teammates doing certain things, I was like, wow, like this is awesome. Like it kind of gives you almost like a confidence boost, just like knowing that your teammates are there to help and support. Like this Bismarck that's behind me, he's going to be epic in this battle, just as a foreshadowing. But if your teammates do end up surprising you, then your expectations are even exceeded, because your expectations of saying like, don't expect much from your teammates, or don't count on your teammates, and then if you are able to count on your teammates, then your expectations are surpassed in helping you as a player. Just again, it circles back to the mentality. Number 5 is the game isn't over till it's over. This is one of those games where I think some players would just be like, nope, I'm going to sign out. We have a flank that's completely collapsed, and they're just going to charge. They're going to cap us, and I'm done. I'm just going to soak up, check whatever damage I can, and just die. Game over. No, like, you give your best effort until the game is over. I've been with clanmates and other players where things are looking like really bad, and like let's say just even not even halfway into the battle, and someone will go, oh, like this battle's lost, it's over, and then a couple of things happen, or I get some kills, and then they start saying, well, maybe we can win this, maybe we can make it to round. So even when all hope is lost, sometimes it's not. I've had several close games like that where we're able to claw back. As the jingle says, the enemy team's clutching defeat from the jaws of victory. That happens a lot in World of Warships. Which team can throw harder, right? So the game isn't over till it's over. And number 6 is communicate with your team. So I will be communicating with my team. When I first moved onto the flank, I was like, okay, let's let this be the strong flank. Then you can see I really didn't do a lot besides circling back towards the center of the kill box in this map, where we were able to fire on the Bismarck and the Tashkent. But I'm letting my team know that I'm coming to defend the cap. And communication is really important. Like if I just throw a few lines out there every now and then, because if just one or two players like acknowledges or like, okay, I know what this guy's doing, like that already gives your team a leg up, a greater chance of victory just by simply communicating. Now it doesn't mean where you're yelling, you're cussing at your teammates or anything like that. It's just simply telling your team what you're doing, or just trying to communicate simple, basic facts. You don't have to get salty and really bad or toxic about it, but just in a nice, calm, friendly way. Let your team know, and using the chat, and then even using the quick command. So I'm saying, defend the base, defend the base. This Atago he's got a lot coming at him. I think there's like a Jutland, Z-52, a Harlem, a Stalingrad, a Thunderer. I think there's another ship. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But they're all charging, and he was kiting away in this Atago. He does good. He actually will place all right on the team at the end of the battle, but he didn't need to turn around there, so not entirely sure what happened there. So I want to break down to you now. I'm going to transition to talking about what's happening here. So the enemy, I have seen that this flank is collapsed, and I'm a destroyer. I have really good concealment as Jutland, and I need to come and defend the cap. I need to buy as much time for my team as possible. Some teammates are coming back to help defend the cap, as I was using some defend the cap quick commands. Our Ohio and Smallland, they're pushing towards the enemy cap. So basically, my goal, I'm defending. I need to get as many defended ribbons, or basically meaning resets. I need to reset as many players as possible. I need to try to stay on this cap as long as possible. There's a Stalingrad pushing in. He's got a 12-kilometer radar. Like, things just aren't looking well, so I'm trying to get an island between me and him. I'm moving up to this part of the cap, because maybe I can use this island a little bit. And I'm trying to stay in the cap as long as possible, but now I'm going to have to leave it just because I'm going to have to fall back, tactically and doing some resets and try to hold my ground. I'm going to have to stay in Stalingrad radar. So right now I'm just strategizing, okay, how are we going to like rectify this situation? How are we going to overcome this situation right now? Now, another teammate that's really epic in this battle is the carrier player. I think he's of the 007 clan. And you can see he's dropping fighter coverage on me. He's doing really well. He's going out around the flak bubble of all these ships in this area, and he's making the best of the strikes that he's able to get as a carrier player in this situation. So he's going to be a huge help in this battle. I decided to go and smoke up. The first goal I have is that the destroyers need to die. First is I need to get some resets. So actually I set the one enemy Jutland on fire. And then we have the Z-52 who's come out of his smoke. We have an Alaska who's probably pushing in a little too close for comfort on our team. And I call priority target. This guy needs to go as soon as possible. Because the destroyers who stay concealed in the cap, those are the ones who are going to get the most capture point progress. Those are the guys who are going to need to reset. Those are the ones who pose the biggest threat and taking our cap. So I've dumped some torpedoes towards the center area of the cap. It looks like their enemy Bismarck is going back towards their base since Ohio stepped onto it. We have, Z-52 is pushing back forward again. And so I get a shot off on him, but now the Stalingrad. I haven't shot the Stalingrad, so I think he's got some defended, need to reset him. He's got some cap progress. Yeah, we get a defended ribbon, and you shoot the Thunder. So I'm just basically choosing who I shoot and going between them. The Z-52 decides to open up, which is going to be, that's a very misplay on his part. We get 3 torpedo hits on the Thunder, and we're still shooting at the Z-52, and we need to take him out. He needs to go. And so our Bismarck with the secondaries ends up taking him out. I'm kind of playing more at range. It helps avoiding the incoming fire. I decide I can go ahead and smoke up now. I need to shoot the Harlem. I think he's got some cap progress, needs to reset. There's the Jutland. So I get a shot off on the Stalingrad. So I'm basically just hopping my shots between them. The Jutland is almost dead. And Bismarck secondaries for the win again. So this Bismarck has been super helpful with his positioning because basically he's denying the enemy team pushing beyond the island break. If they do, they're going to be showing broadside to him. If they come closer to me, like trying to angle away from Bismarck, there's a good chance they might use some torpedoes. So yeah, so we get another fire. We're setting fires too when we're jumping between different targets. You can see the Thunder in the back. He's slowly backing away. He's taking a lot of damage. And we are unfortunately going to eat a torpedo here. Our hydroacoustic search was on cooldown. So that was my bad there, but wasn't expecting torpedoes as it just caught me off guard. So we're going to use the good old Jutland repair parties. I'm trying to figure out how is the Stalingrad going to move. Is he going to stay in the cap or is he going to leave the cap? So still trying to see what he's doing. And I decided, let's just dump that set towards that Harlem. He keeps backing out from behind the island. So I'm trying to anticipate your enemy team movements is also really helpful. I think there was an exchange there. Yeah, Stalingrad took out the Thunder, and the Thunder took it out the Stalingrad. So now it's just me and the carrier. He's actually turned his carrier back around. He's going to actually take some heat off me by utilizing his health pool as a carrier. So I got the resets on him. Now I'm going to focus on the Stalingrad. It's important to try to buy some time there. So you may have noticed I've been fighting within the Stalingrad's radar range this entire time, but I've not been lit once by his radar. So the only thing I think is that he's spent and used all of his radar on fighting on the flank. He just burned through it as soon as it came up. He just popped it because that's the only explanation I have. because I can't believe he wouldn't use a radar if he had one. So I switched to armor piercing. I'm hoping maybe you can keep the carrier player alive. We grabbed the Confederate achievement. And just on my last salvo here, he actually gets one salvo off onto and kills our carrier player. So we're also keeping in mind that there's not just one, but there's 2 CVs in this battle. Both the Haarlem with his Dutch airstrikes, or airstrikes, I guess I should say, and the enemy carrier player, which we're going to see him here shortly. So yeah, this has been a really tough battle. Now, our carrier player is actually able to light up the Haarlem, so because of that, I'm able to get some resets here and lobbing shells over the island, which is fantastic. Because basically, I need to chew him down, his health pool down as much as possible. It looks like our carrier player, he's actually doing really well here. I think he streams or something, I'm not sure, because someone I think said they were a fan in the beginning. But he actually gets the island to the back of the Haarlem. So the Haarlem, he can't maneuver away. He's going to eat these torpedoes if he lines up well. So this is good. So I'm hoping he takes more damage. Maybe I can step in. Maybe we can set some more fires on him and take him out. So now we're in a difficult position because now it's just me and the Ohio player. The Ohio player is not on the cap at the moment. I think he's going to get turned around. He's had to deal with some enemy ships pushing in towards him. He had, I think, to be a deal with the Montana, was it? And then the Bismarck. So now this is going to be difficult. We've got the Hakuyu has found us. And in order to pull off a win here, with the point difference, we are basically going to have to kill the Haarlem. There's no way around it. We're going to have to do that. We do successfully avoid another airstrike. So we avoid an airstrike. We're avoiding dive bombers. So yeah, we're fighting 2 carriers right now with our okay-ish AA in Jutland. So I'm going to be asking in chat, what is the hydro range of the Haarlem? And I actually asked that a little bit ago, and someone said don't know. I think it's probably at least 5. And so I'm like, okay, I have enough health pool. I think I can take 1 salvo and maybe get torpedoes off, but I have to live in order for us to win. And seeing how far I am away from the Haarlem, I immediately slam the brakes, pop smoke, because if he does have a 5-kilometer hydro, I'm just at the edge. I do get detected briefly by hydro, and then it's gone. So it doesn't have the German hydro, but he's got the 5-kilometer hydro. Now the epic thing here is the Ohio player is actually shooting from the cap. And here comes the airstrike, and also here comes CV with rocket planes. Oh my. Yeah, so I was like, how am I going to dodge this? And we live with 275 HP. Crazy, right? So all those things, well, and then here, actually, I'm not sure if the carrier player is still around. And that's why it's like, well, I have to leave the smoke now. I've got AA off, and basically what I need to do now is I need to win. If the carrier kills me, as the 007 clan members pointing out, we lose the game. Because we're not sure if we have enough time to be able to flip the cap if the Ohio does not get reset, but any additional insurance we can add, the better. So, but yeah, as the things I was talking about in the beginning, mentality is a huge thing in my opinion in how you approach this game, and just accepting what the game is. Expect you'll have to carry, that you're going to have to pull weight, which we definitely had to. I don't know if I could say carry, but we definitely pulled weight, because if it wasn't from some of my teammates, like the Bismarck was positioned really well, the Ohio was chiming in, even though he's across the map in the other cap. Our carrier player was really good and supportive. The Alaska Thunder, they responded to the needs of what I was saying, like requesting support, need to defend the cap. So it was really a team effort in winning this battle. It wasn't what I did alone by myself. Though we contributed a significant amount, without the team all coming together and communicating, this would have been a loss. So even though I say don't count on your teammates, if they're good, then you'll be pleasantly surprised. And we're pleasantly surprised as the Ohio grabs the cap. And the game isn't over till it's over. Now it's over. We've won. And then communicate with your team. Those are the 6 things that I think is important when it just comes to approaching the game in general. So looking at our personal score, we were running a lot of flag signals. Over 970,000 credits, 34,761 experience, 10,000 free XP, Confederate and Dreadnought. I think Dreadnought and Destroyer is hysterical. 123,000 damage, got some torpedo hits, 15 planes shot down, 2 destroyed, some set on fires, and 12 defended ribbons. So without getting those resets, enemy team definitely would have most likely capped us. We're going to top the team with 2,538 base experience. The Ohio coming in clutch second there, and you can see the Bismarck, and as well as the carrier player. Even though he was halfway, he made a significant impact on the battle just by his actions and being willing to sacrifice his health pool as a carrier player, because otherwise that Stalingrad would have just charged me down and most likely killed me. So we can see the damage here in a Stalingrad that we killed with our guns, and a Jutland. I think that's also hysterical. The Harlem, we got the end there, and 1.6 million potential damage. Quite nice. And then here you can see a breakdown of the credits and XP with having premium count. The 200% daily win bonus of the World of Warships 6th anniversary weekend, that was what launched us up to having such a high amount of XP, because that's a lot. So this was a really intense battle. It's probably one of the most challenging battles I've had over the summer. Like, it'd be a top 5, top 10 challenging battle. But strategizing and just going over those 6 things I shared with you really helps make a difference. And I think it approaches that Unicum mentality within the game. I know some players just are casual players, and that's totally fine. They're like, hey, I just want to get on, play, de-stress. I'm not looking to make the most of the game. I just want to enjoy the game, and that's great. So really, it's just up to you and the player and how you decide and how you wish to approach the game of World of Warships. So I think that's going to wrap this video up. Let me know your thoughts on what I covered regarding just the mentality of the game, whether you agree or disagree, or if there's even some other things you would throw in there. I will be doing a couple more videos just on having a discussion on this in general, things I've done to help myself improve in the game. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you are subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate the support as we continue to grow the community here. Make sure to join the FLT Discord community. Invite link is in the description below. So until next time, take care.